This video will help you to answer 4.1 on the assignment Supporting Good Practice in Performance and Reward Management, or 3PRM. The assessment criteria 4.1 asks you to explain the frequency, the purpose and the process of performance reviews. The first part of assessment criteria 4.1 looks at the frequency of the performance review. This varies greatly from company to company. However, the success of performance reviews relies on regularity. And for this reason, organisations regularly implement performance reviews and have set review periods. Most commonly, performance reviews are carried out annually, with regular meet-ups throughout the year. These meet-ups may be half-yearly or quarterly reviews and will be follow-ups on the objectives agreed. Some other organisations may have monthly one-to-ones which are quite informal but serve to have a conversation around the objectives, allowing managers to remove obstacles in the way or indeed improve their success. It's worth bearing in mind that high-performing employees may not appreciate the need to evaluate so frequently, and they could interpret this as a lack of trust if they feel too tightly controlled. This consideration should be taken into account and discretion should be made to manage the process efficiently, which would help to avoid unnecessary costs. The second part of 4.1 asks you to explain the purpose of performance appraisals. Whilst there are many purposes of performance appraisals, they can be summed up as motivation, development and communication. In more detail, these would be communicating the business and developmental goals, and for the individual this would create a better understanding of the goals and their part that they can play in the achievement. They could discuss personal objectives, so how far along, how have they achieved them, or how far away are they from achieving them. You could set the targets for the next working period. This is an opportunity to provide motivation, so this could just be a word of thanks or a chance to boost morale. It's also an opportunity to identify problem areas and barriers and discuss how to resolve or remove those barriers. The process should be set up to encourage two-way feedback and is also an opportunity to identify learning and development needs. There's also a chance to assess past performance and to link this to reward, and for individuals this would give them an increased understanding of how the performance is linked to reward. There is also an opportunity for the individual to publicise their ambition, and for the organisation the performance reviews aid succession planning and retention. The final part of assessment criteria 4.1 asks you to explain the process of the performance review. When conducting an effective performance review, this provides the employees and the employers with an opportunity to discuss the performance and development. It's essential that line managers involved in carrying out the performance reviews are appropriately trained to ensure a positive outcome for both the employee and the employer. It's also important to understand the connection between the performance appraisal or review and the performance management process and how this adds value to the organisation through securing succession and delivering the company objectives. There are 5 main elements to the performance review, and these are measurement, which includes assessing performance against agreed targets and objectives, as well as the behaviours and attitudes against the company values. The second part is feedback, so this is providing information to individuals on their performance and progress and on what's required to continue to perform well in the future. The third part is positive reinforcement, so this is emphasising what has been done well and offering constructive criticism about what might be improved. The fourth part is an open exchange of views, so this is a frank exchange of views about what has happened. There also may be a discussion about how appraisees can improve their performance, the support they need from their managers, and their aspirations for their future career. And the final part is an agreement. This is jointly coming to an understanding by all parties about what needs to be done to improve and sustain performance. Here you would also set new objectives, identify areas of improvement, arrange on-the-job training, coaching or other developmental activities. For more information on Assessment Criteria 4.2 and 4.3 or examples of how to perform the performance review, there are several videos on YouTube that you can watch where students have conducted these reviews. This brings us to the end of the series of the 3PRM assignment. Look out for the next set of videos which helps you to answer assessment criteria for the assignment, 4DEP or developing yourself as a HR practitioner.